The stock market may be closed, but crypto never takes a day off. Always can count on it, it's always there, always moving. Today, not so great. Hope you guys had a great July 4th, Monday, July 5th, national holiday, stock market's closed, but crypto today down a little bit, down about 3-4%, and we've got a lot to go over. We're going to talk about what's going on with some whale accounts because they started off the month of July on a roll. They started buying up a lot of Bitcoin, a lot of crypto, and this is a big change. We saw over 60,000 Bitcoin purchased the other day. Great way to start off. Could be a sign that we're entering a bull market. Other things going on with China, regulations there. Major news from the commissioner from the SEC about Bitcoin ETFs and how we could be seeing one a lot sooner than people are thinking. After that, we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin mining, a couple things to look out for in the week ahead. So if you guys are just joining us, you're new here, make sure to like the video, subscribe. Also, follow me on public.com. It's an investing app. It's just like if you want to see all the stocks I'm buying, all the stocks I'm selling, just go ahead, follow me on that. You could see a full portfolio breakdown, completely free to follow me. And if you use the code Michael, you can get up to $50 in a free stock. But anyways, let's get right into it. Throw anything in the comments that you want to talk about next video or at the end, and we'll talk about that. But got a couple topics I want to go over first. First thing is with the market. Right now, the market is down about 3.9%, right around 4%. And what we're seeing is that Bitcoin is down 5%, Ethereum down 3.8%, Cardano down about 1%, Dogecoin down 5%. And a key, looking at some of the technicals with Bitcoin right now, is what we're seeing is there is something going on with regards to the 100-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. So what we saw is recently, when we're looking at the 4-hour chart, we've looked at this quite a few times, but on the 4-hour chart, we look at the 100-day moving average. Important thing is going on here, which is still very positive news. Could be a sign that we're seeing a bull market, is what is going on with how we crossed the 100-day moving average recently. Just pulling this up. 100-day, here we go. 100-day moving average. We crossed above it the other day, and we are right now, we just crossed below, but still, we are just trading right around that 100-day moving average. We've broken above it twice within the last week or so, and a sign that we could be entering a bull market is if we can stay above this 100-day moving average and keep it as a support. We did break below it, but we are still trading right around those levels, so if we could see it break back up above it, continue our way up, our next resistance would be $40,000 per coin before we could see another bull run and see another run up even higher. In addition to this, what we're seeing with the 50-day moving average, same thing. All across the board, whether we're talking about Ethereum, Bitcoin, the charts look pretty similar. We're seeing that we have a support. This 100-day moving average has been acting as a little bit as a support, but we did break below it. Either way, though, good news is that if we can stay above it, means we're entering a bull run, and we'd be testing out that $40,000 resistance. But big news here is with regards to Bitcoin whales. Whale accounts were making some really exciting news the other day, making some major moves with regards to adding more money to their positions. What we saw is that Bitcoin whale accounts, so these are accounts that hold over 1,000 Bitcoin, so between 1,000, 10,000, or even more Bitcoin, is what we saw with them is that they purchased 60,000 Bitcoin on July 3rd, just the other day, and it was a big spike, one of the biggest spikes we had seen in a while in terms of the amount purchased of Bitcoin. This is great because right now, whale accounts between 100 and 10,000 Bitcoin hold a total of 9.12 million coins, and that's combined. And this is something that is very, very positive because what it shows us is that right now we're seeing that major institutions, major banks, big accounts are very bullish on Bitcoin. They're starting to add to their position after a couple of weeks where we had not seen very much action. Like if we could zoom in on this chart, I don't know if we can, let's see, can we zoom in on it? Yes, we can. Okay, sort of. But what we can see here is that we had a big spike on this date for July 3rd in terms of how much Bitcoin was bought. In addition to this, other thing that we're seeing with Bitcoin is that we had seen that this increase in accumulation, more Bitcoin being added by whale addresses, come at the same time as us seeing Bitcoin mining gets significantly easier. We saw a record drop in the difficulty for Bitcoin mining. We're seeing whale accounts add more. So things are looking really, really good. Everything is lining up for Bitcoin right now. And we're also seeing a record number of entities, whale entities over the last couple of weeks. A 3-week high. We have over 1,900 whale accounts with over 1,000 Bitcoin. So it's just exciting to see, because right now, this is the first time we are seeing whale accounts increase. We're jumped to a 2-month high in terms of whale accounts, and we're starting to see that they're purchasing a lot more. This could be a sign of things to come, a sign that institutions, big money players are very bullish on what's happening and what's going on with crypto. So that's a great sign for us moving forward. In addition to this, a couple things going on with China. China recently, they banned crypto. We all know this. We've seen what's been going on there, but a lot of mining groups, a lot of companies are saying this is a huge opportunity for other countries, for Canada, for the US, for the UK. It's a major opportunity for all other countries, because essentially what we're seeing, for example, one company in particular, Dubai-based investment company IBC Group, they used to have a lot of business, a lot of crypto, a lot of service of mining activities done in China. However, as soon as China banned all crypto trading activities, banned all mining, they've been forced to look elsewhere. And this group has said that they've shut down all operations in China. Now they're looking towards the United States, to Canada, to Iceland, South American countries, United Arab Emirates, and they're looking elsewhere. And this is a great sign for crypto. We have seen Galaxy Digital, their founder Mike Novogratz, he came out and said, look, this is a big positive for crypto, because it shows that Bitcoin is working. It's decentralized. The Chinese government can't step in and just control everything, manipulate everything, because if Bitcoin miners are forced out of one country, they could just move to another. And this shows how decentralization of crypto and the nature of crypto is working, designed exactly how it was supposed to do. In addition to this, what we're also seeing is the CEO of iMining said a shift of crypto operations out of China will be a huge opportunity for Canada. The Toronto Stock Exchange recently listed the world's first Bitcoin ETF. So the nation has already been ahead of the curve in terms of mainstreaming crypto, in terms of adoption and everything else going on there. Just a lot of exciting stuff with crypto, because everyone has been worried about what's going on in China. They've been worried about what's going on in China because over 50% of the world's Bitcoin mining took place in China, completely shut down, but it's actually provided a lot of great opportunities, not only for Bitcoin mining companies that have already been doing business and do business outside of China, because these companies are now able to mine more Bitcoin with the same equipment, but we're also seeing benefits at everything is just lining up all at the same time. We're seeing whale accounts start accumulating more Bitcoin. We're seeing the difficulty of Bitcoin mining decrease. So more companies are going to want to get involved. More people are going to want to get into the crypto mining space. And finally, we're also just seeing that we are right at a key resistance of that 100-day moving average, and right around that. We've been testing that $36,000 resistance quite a few times. So right now, a lot is lining up for Bitcoin to have a record-breaking second half of the year, between whale accounts, between what's going on in China, between a couple of technical indicators, and everything is looking really good for Bitcoin in terms of entering a bull market in the second half of the year. In addition to this, a couple things going on with the market, and specifically whale accounts. We got a couple more things to go over with regards to them. One thing with whale accounts is that we are seeing that previously whale accounts had been selling off a little bit of their position over the last couple of months, and then we hadn't really seen much activity. So what we spoke about earlier, this big uptick that we recently saw, that suggests that we have reached a bottom for Bitcoin. When we start seeing whale accounts start to add more to their position, they're the ones that really help drive the massive bull rally at the end of 2020 and early 2021, because previously institutions, whales were not involved, but as soon as we start to see them add thousands of Bitcoin to their position, that's the exact moment when we start to see Bitcoin's price really start to take off. So this is something that is just a good signal for crypto, because we had seen Bitcoin accumulation decrease over the last couple of weeks, and now we have reached a a new high for the last 2 months. So that's just looking great. That is a signal that we have reached a bottom of the market. Still no way of knowing for sure, but everything is definitely lining up, looking a lot better. Moving on, let's talk about what's going on with a Ukrainian e-bank. Everyone's like, why does this matter? Why do I care? Well, again, like we always talk about, more banks, more countries. It's important to talk about what's going on there, because what we see is that as more countries start to accept crypto, they start to offer crypto services, they make it legal for make it legal tender. All of these things add on to crypto and make it so it's easier for people to get involved, easier for people to buy, sell, trade, and hold crypto. Just like what happened with China. China banned crypto. People like to see what's going on there. So just because Ukraine isn't as big of a country, still important to see what's going on here, because we start to see a ripple effect. One country offers crypto, then another country offers crypto, and it's a ripple effect. But what we're seeing right now is the Ukrainian online banking application called Monobank has officially completed a pilot integration program with a cryptocurrency trading platform. This is exciting because it's going to enable all Monobank users to buy and sell crypto with a debit card, which previously they weren't able to do. And this is going to give access to 2.5 million people, instant access to buying and selling crypto with a debit card. This is really a big deal. In addition to this, Ukrainian authorities are saying that they're steadily progressing with the set of digital currency related bills. They've been already approved a couple of bills, and they're continuing to develop and propose new bills that could potentially be passed. We saw on June 30th that the Ukrainian parliament passed a new legislation, a new bill regulating payment methods, including regulations regarding Ukraine's central bank digital currency. All of this is just another step in the right direction for crypto, because whether they're putting regulations in place, they're not putting regulations, whatever's going on, is when we see governments start to put more structure around the crypto world, whether it's some restrictions, just regulations. Either way, more structure in the crypto world is going to make it a lot easier for institutions and big money players and just big money investors in those countries feel more comfortable with actually investing in the crypto. So it's exciting to see that. It's exciting to see that we're finally seeing more countries all around the world get involved with crypto, passing bills. We're seeing banks offer crypto services. We've seen thousands of banks in the US offer these sorts of services. Now we're seeing it in other countries in Europe as well. If you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video. Helps get these videos out to more people. Right now, let's see if we get this video up to 500 likes. Everyone's been asking about getting Tugboat on the live stream. So let's see if we can get Tugboat up, bring Tugboat on if we get this video to 500 likes. And I'm going to read your comments after. But good morning, Clyde, Andrew. What's up, Andrew? Yes. Thank you. Mike. What is up, Mike? Moshe Berkowitz. What is up? Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. And if you guys are just joining us, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Moving on, let's talk about what's going on with Binance, because Binance has been experiencing a lot of issues lately. Binance getting into more trouble with other countries. They've already seen that they've been banned basically from Ontario. Ontario cracked down on crypto exchanges. Binance left Ontario. Same thing happened in the UK. UK regulators, they banned Binance in the UK as well. Now we're also seeing that they also were banned in a couple of other countries. And big news just came out within the last 24 hours, and that's that Binance is getting into more trouble in countries like Thailand, Cayman Islands, Japan. And it seems like Binance, which is the world's largest cryptocurrency trading platform in terms of volume, has been experiencing a lot of issues lately. The Thai Securities and Exchange Commission, the Thai SEC, announced Friday that it has filed a criminal complaint against Binance. And they said Binance has solicited the Thai public and investors to use their services either via its website or Facebook page, and that they're operating in the country without a license. They said, therefore, they're liable to criminal section under criminal sanction under Section 66 of the Digital Asset Business Emergency Decree, i.e. imprisonment for a term of 2 to 5 years and a fine of 200,000 to 500,000 baht, and a further daily fine not exceeding 10,000 baht for every day during which the contravention continues. This is interesting because we're seeing Binance run into issues in countries that you would not expect at all, like the Cayman Islands. They're warning Binance. Like the Cayman Islands, you think of, when you think of them, you think anything could be done there in terms of money and crypto. You think anything's allowed there, but yet we're seeing the Cayman Islands Authority publish a notice the other day stating that Binance was not authorized to do business in the country. They said Binance is not registered, licensed, regulated, or otherwise authorized by authority to operate a cryptocurrency exchange from or within the Cayman Islands. And we're just seeing so many people not like, so many regulators call out Binance. We've seen TSB Bank say people cannot send money to Binance. We've seen now Japan, Cayman Islands, we're seeing Thailand, UK, all these major countries and banks all around the world are getting more concerned about Binance because of regulations, because of issues regarding security and not having licenses to do this. So what this means is that's going to open up the door to a lot of other exchanges. For example, Coinbase. While Binance has been experiencing all of these issues, Coinbase has been making major moves. Coinbase got approval in Germany to be a crypto custody account, which means they can basically just operate in the country. And we're also seeing Coinbase secure a lot of other agreements and licenses from other countries all around the world. For example, this one in Germany. Coinbase received crypto custody license from German regulator, and they were the first exchange to do this. They were the first exchange to receive this approval. And so what we're seeing is that all this problem and all these problems, all these issues with Binance is opening up the door for cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase to step in, gain more business, gain more customers. And me personally, I actually like Coinbase better. Excuse me. I do like Coinbase a lot better just because it's so easy to use. Easy to send money to Coinbase from your bank account. Easy to send money to a cold storage wallet from Coinbase. It's just very easy to use. The one thing I don't like about Coinbase, there is one thing I don't like. And that is with the fees. Fees are extremely high on Coinbase, not the best. So if you buy crypto, you can always buy it on another platform, send it over to Coinbase. If you don't have Coinbase already, you can use the link in the description to get like $10 in free Bitcoin. But the thing with Coinbase is, I like it. It's easy to use. It continues to add more coins over time. They got approval with the German regulators to do business there. They've continued to add more coins in the US. They recently had their IPO. A lot to like about them. The only thing I don't really like about Coinbase is simply their high fees. But that's going to go away over time. It's just a matter of time before we see all cryptocurrency exchanges have 0% commission fees, because Robinhood already has 0% commission fee. And what we're going to see is that no matter what cryptocurrency exchange you trade on, we're going to see 0% commission fees the same way that we saw with the stock market. As soon as Robinhood came on and they offered 0% commission fees, we saw all other exchanges, all other platforms come out and do the same thing. Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, just any other platform that you want to trade crypto on, they start to offer 0% commission fees, just like Robinhood. And we'll see that over time, because that's a competitive advantage that Robinhood has over, let's say, Coinbase. Coinbase is not going to want to lose that. Moving on, let's talk about what's going on with Bitcoin mining. And if you guys are just joining us, let's see if we get this video up to 500 likes. I know everyone's like, why are you asking for this? That's so annoying. The reason I say to just remind you guys to like the video is because YouTube deleted my account when we did the video about Dogecoin and Elon Musk. So now they don't recommend my videos to the right audience. Only way we can get this out is by talking. Only way we get these videos out is by you guys helping me out, liking the videos. Let's see if we can get it up to 500 likes. Interesting report came out the other day, though, with regards to Bitcoin mining and the Bitcoin Mining Council. So this Bitcoin Mining Council, which was the group formed by Michael Saylor, came out and recently spoke about specifics of the crypto mining industry, how much percent is sustainable, how much percent isn't. And according to their study, which in my opinion isn't 100% representative of the entire crypto industry, but they said that Bitcoin mining right now is 56% sustainable. And there's a couple of key things that are important about this. The first is with regards to what Elon Musk and Tesla has said. Elon Musk has previously said that when Bitcoin has over 50%, when Bitcoin mining has over 50% from sustainable resources, renewable energy sources, then they're going to start accepting Bitcoin again. Because back in, I believe, May, he said that they would no longer be accepting Bitcoin simply because of the fact that he didn't like that it wasn't green and it goes against the mission of the company. But what we're seeing now is that according to the study from the Bitcoin Mining Council, they said they surveyed 1/3 of the global Bitcoin mining industry. And so that's only 1/3. 30% of the Bitcoin mining industry they surveyed. And according to that, there were 67%. They found that 67% of the energy used for Bitcoin mining comes from a sustainable power mix, sustainable resources. So they say that about 70% of Bitcoin mining comes from renewable energy. But remember, this only represents about 1/3 of the entire industry. So the important thing to keep in mind here is that they ended up estimating that worldwide use for Bitcoin mining is about 56% from renewable resources, sustainable energy. But the thing to keep in mind with this is that it's really not representative in the entire industry. According to a couple of analysts who have come out, they said, look, while it is great that they collected all this data for the first time, we've never seen something like this done before for the Bitcoin mining industry. While it's great they did this, they only surveyed mostly Western companies, companies that do business in the US, in Canada, and these companies have more regulatory pressure to use sustainable resources than, let's say, Bitcoin mining companies in China. Obviously, we have seen a lot of this change over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, as China Bitcoin miners have been completely banned. No more Bitcoin mining is going to take place in China. But the thing to keep in mind here is that still, even like those companies are going to be transitioning elsewhere overseas. But right now, while they say it's about 56% of all Bitcoin mining is used, is from sustainable energy sources, it's probably a little bit lower than that simply because they're estimating. They only did the report and only surveyed 1/3 of the Bitcoin mining industry, and that was mostly Western countries. So, it's an estimate, but it's interesting to see that at least a good portion of crypto mining and Bitcoin mining is done with sustainable resources, and this could be huge for crypto moving forward. This could be huge for crypto moving forward. First of all, yes, I see, like Zach, he said there's respondent bias too. Right, there's definitely some bias there. First of all, if all these companies say there's more sustainable resource, like they definitely use more sustainable energy, and the Bitcoin Mining Council comes out and says that there's more sustainable energy being used, it's going to benefit them because regulators in the US, one of their big concerns is with regards to ESG and environmental concerns. So if Bitcoin miners come out and say, oh, look, we're doing everything more sustainably than people thought, it's going to benefit them because then maybe more companies are going to be willing to invest in Bitcoin. More companies invest in Bitcoin, well then Bitcoin prices go up. These companies make more money, especially with what's going on with Bitcoin mining in China. They're not going to have so much competition. So it definitely does benefit them to say that they use more sustainable resources, more sustainable energy. But regardless of that, it's interesting to see this. Either way, though, what we're seeing is Elon Musk, he stated multiple times that he would reintroduce Bitcoin payments as soon at Tesla, as soon as it's been confirmed that there is 50% clean energy usage by miners. Obviously, he hasn't come out and said anything about this yet, so he probably doesn't believe everything with this, or maybe he just hasn't come out and made the decision quite yet. But he had said previously, come out in a couple of tweets, that he doesn't really buy all the numbers that are being given, and it goes against Tesla's mission. Tesla's supposed to be an electric vehicle company, sustainable resources, make the world a greener, more renewable place. So he's not going to reintroduce Bitcoin payments at Tesla until he's 100% sure with everything going on there. What's up, Johnny? What is up? You commented loser. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. But what's up, Johnny? Zach Wolf, Andrew, No Man's Land saying is Bitcoin, No Man Land in in the chat saying Bitcoin and crypto is trash or garbage. I would say that is not the case. Definitely not the case. What's up, Slick Change Money Train? What's up, bro? Okay, moving on. Let's talk about what's going on with Germany. A couple of big announcements have come out there recently. We spoke about the other day how they had a new bill passed that allows for special funds to invest up to 20% of their funds into 20% of their funds into crypto. But what we're seeing is now more reports are coming out that are saying exactly how many institutions, how many funds are going to have more exposure to crypto. And this is something that is pretty exciting. So what we're seeing first off is, let me pull this up. Here we go. Okay, so first thing is we saw in Germany that they approved the new law that allows special funds to invest 20% of their portfolio into crypto. Everyone says, why is this important? I don't care about what's going on in Germany. I don't live in Germany. Well, first of all, I'm sure there's some of you watching who live in Germany, but the thing to keep in mind is that previously, institutions in Germany, special funds, were not allowed to invest in crypto. Now, Germany being one of the main economies in Europe, now that they approve this law, it's going to open the door to up to $415 billion. Well, now they say it's $446 billion to be allocated into crypto. So that means all of these funds that were previously not allowed to invest in crypto, not allowed to put money in Bitcoin or Ethereum, now they're allowed to. So now they're allowed to put money into crypto, and that could be 20% of their portfolios, which would add up to $446 billion. We've talked about this, but the important thing is now more numbers are coming out with regards to how many institutions are going to get direct exposure to it. And they said right now around 4,000 institutions, 4,000 institutional funds with almost 2 trillion euros in assets under management in Germany can now officially invest their money into it. Previously, we had known the dollar amount, but now we're seeing exactly how many funds are talking about this. We're not going to know the exact impact of this until we start seeing more reports come out from Germany saying studies done, how many funds are actually going to invest, but what we do know is at least they have the opportunity. Thing that we've spoken about quite a few times, which I do think is important to go over again, which relates directly to this, is what's going on with hedge funds. Because we have seen a study done recently on the top 100 hedge funds all across the world, and what they said is that they're expecting to allocate 7% of their portfolios into crypto by 2025. So like I've said before, Germany has, funds in Germany have the ability to invest 20% of their portfolios in crypto. They're allowed to do it. It's legal. They're allowed to invest 20%. Are they going to invest all 20%? Probably not. It's not going to happen, at least in the time being. Most funds are not going to allocate that much. May they allocate 1% or 2%? That's definitely possible. But the thing is according to a study done on the top 100 hedge funds all across the world, they said that they are actually planning on putting 7% of their money into crypto. So that's different than being allowed to put money. They're saying, no, we're planning on putting 7% of our portfolios into crypto. Definitely could help the market moving forward, because think about it. Right now, again, I go back to a couple of same numbers every single video. But right now, the thing when people say, someone says in the chat, when someone says Bitcoin is dead, or when someone says crypto isn't going anywhere, right now we are seeing more institutions who are saying we are going to put a good portion of our portfolio into crypto. Hedge funds say they're going to put 7%. Right now, when we're looking at terms of the US, we spoke about this the other day, but in terms of the US, we see that only 6% of people in the US own crypto. And I know I talk about this basically every single video, but it's a stat that I don't see too many people talking about. And the stat is that 6% of all people in the US own crypto. Only 6% of people own crypto in the US. That means that there's such such a huge upside potential for the crypto world that right now many people aren't taking into account. We have the fact that only 6% of people own crypto in the US. We have the fact that barely any institutions are involved. And we also have the fact that right now, no Bitcoin or Ethereum ETF has been approved. But we just had big news come out from the SEC with regards to Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, which could change all of this, which could help more retail investors get involved in crypto, could help more institutions get involved in crypto, and just make crypto more mainstream in the financial world. So right now what we're seeing is that the US SEC commissioner came out and said that Bitcoin's ETF approval is long overdue. This was in the last 12 hours. This report came out 13 hours ago. And so the US SEC commissioner named Hester Pierce, she is someone who is labeled like the crypto mom. She's been bullish on crypto for a while, but basically she said that we are long overdue for the Bitcoin ETF to be approved, Ethereum ETF to be approved, and essentially what we are seeing is that she said that she is very hopeful that things are going to change this year within the next 6 months, and that we're going to see a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF approved because we have a new SEC chairman, Gary Gensler, who taught crypto and blockchain courses at Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, in Boston. Well, in Massachusetts. And so this is interesting because what she said is that I thought that if we applied our standards, I thought that if we had applied our standards as we have applied to them to other products, we would have already approved one, which she's talking about a Bitcoin ETF or more Bitcoin ETFs. And with each passing day, the rationale that they have used in the past for not approving a crypto ETF grows weaker. And so we're continuing to see this happen because she had said that some of the reasons for not approving a Bitcoin ETF was that the volatility and it's too risky. They want to protect investors. They always say that. The other thing they've said is that it promotes illicit activities. But you got to remember, people do illegal activities in any currency. It's like US dollar, crypto. I mean, maybe there's more percentage done with crypto than other currencies. But if we're looking at total dollar amounts, I am sure there is a very similar, there's probably more illegal activities done with the US dollar because there's more money in circulation. Okay. And then the third thing that they talk about, so the first is with volatility, the second is with illegal activities, and the third, and they talk about a couple more things. The third thing is with regards to regulations, not being able to regulate the market. They seem to get, whenever we see a new asset class, something new come into financial world, all the players who have been there for a long time, all regulators, they basically say, look, and this is what Pierce said, the commissioner said, a commissioner said of the SEC. She said, look, people of a regulatory mindset, when they encounter something new like crypto, they say this, oh, wait, the market for Bitcoin looks a bit different from the markets we're used to. Maybe we should wait off and we shouldn't approve this. And they do this because, first of all, they don't like that they can't control the crypto market. It's completely decentralized, no way around that. They don't like that, for a lot of them, that they don't understand crypto. They don't understand it. They don't understand how someone could just make up a new currency, make up a new asset class. They don't understand that. And so for those reasons, they haven't approved it. But she said right now that compared to years in the past where they haven't approved Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, now she thinks the market has matured quite a bit. There's a lot more interest coming from institutions, a lot more retail investors who are asking for it. And we're seeing that, for example, Valkyrie Bitcoin ETF, Wisdom Tree Bitcoin ETF, VanEck Bitcoin ETF, ARK Invest and their Bitcoin ETF. All of these companies have filed for Bitcoin ETFs. Many of them have already been delayed, continue to be dragged along and pushed back. We see right now over 13, over a dozen Bitcoin ETFs have been submitted for approval to the SEC. None of them have been approved. And so what happens is the SEC keeps saying, we want you to tell us why you think we should approve this. They want to see, they keep asking for people to come out and to give more reasons why it should be approved right now. They keep delaying decisions and they want to see, why do people want this approved? But the thing is right now, having 13 different, like over a dozen different Bitcoin, like companies submit approval for the exact same investment product. All of them want to have a Bitcoin ETF, proves the fact that it proves the fact that there is so much institutional demand. Back in 2017, that wasn't happening. Like, yes, there were some companies that wanted to get something passed. Like a couple of companies wanted to get a Bitcoin ETF passed, like the Winklevoss twins. They wanted and submitted an application for a Bitcoin ETF back in 2018. But 2018 was completely different. 2017, very few institutions had exposure to Bitcoin, mostly made up of retail investors. Now we're seeing companies like MicroStrategy own over $3 billion in crypto. We're seeing Tesla own, a couple $1 billion in crypto as well. We saw Square get into the crypto space. And then if we're talking about, so those are people who own crypto, but then we're also seeing Goldman Sachs start trading cryptocurrencies, and we're seeing more and more investment banks, big institutions, and just all companies in general are looking at the crypto world and at least talking about it. So the question of, is there interest around it? There's no question. Of course there's interest in having a Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF. But the SEC basically doesn't understand it. And so they've been trying to control as much as they can and hold back this decision as long as possible. But it's inevitable. It's inevitable that they're going to have to pass one soon. And according to Commissioner Pierce, she said that ultimately people should make their own decisions. If they want to buy Bitcoin, let them buy Bitcoin. If they want to buy Ethereum, let them buy Ethereum. If they think the prices are being manipulated, then they shouldn't buy it. And I've talked about this so many times in the past. It's like, look, if you don't like something, just don't invest in it. But what's the point of the of the SEC not letting a Bitcoin or Ethereum ETF be approved if companies want to invest in it? Like, the SEC can't control if a company makes a smart investment or a dumb investment, or if they go out of business or they become the biggest company in the world. They can't control that. It's impossible. It's just like with you and me and with our money. If we want to invest, or if you want to gamble on something, go ahead and gamble. Like, yeah, the odds of of making money going to a casino and, let's say, gambling or betting on sports are pretty low in the big scheme. Like, historically, odds are low. But if you want to go ahead and do it, it's your money. Same with companies. If they want to invest, let them invest. That's how I think. I don't see any problem. Like, who cares? But what we're seeing right now is that I understand that the SEC is worried because companies have like a duty to their investors to make sure that the money that in those companies is being used for something successful. I get it. It's different than just retail investors' money. But either way, companies want to invest. They should be able to invest in whatever they want. And we're seeing more and more demand. So it's only a matter of time before we see a Bitcoin or Ethereum ETF approved. Other thing going on here with regards to the SEC and approval of a Bitcoin ETF is that right now we have over a dozen applications. All of these have been either submitted recently, or if they were submitted a couple months ago, they've been delayed. All these decisions keep coming to, we're coming to like a final date, because Wisdom Tree Bitcoin ETF was recently delayed 45 days, which puts us in the middle of the summer, just about a couple weeks away. And it's only going to be a matter of time before one is approved. The thing to keep in mind is that once one of these is approved, we're going to see all Bitcoin and all Ethereum ETFs be approved as well. And that's going to be the moment when we start to see institutions get involved. Because right now, very few institutions are involved in crypto. Like, yes, we see MicroStrategy, we see Tesla, we see Square, but we don't see like Facebook investing in Bitcoin. We don't see Apple investing in Bitcoin. We don't see Amazon investing in Bitcoin. We don't see like Blackstone and BlackRock investing in Bitcoin. So it's only a matter of time before we start to see major investment banks, major firms start to invest, especially the more innovative ones, let's say like Apple and Amazon. And then at some point we're going to eventually see companies like Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, regular everyday companies that have been around for decades, they're going to start invest as well. Because the thing is, if people want to pay with crypto, what we're seeing and what's being proven is that if people want to pay with crypto, companies are going to let them. Because if, let's say, Tesla allows people to pay with Bitcoin and GM doesn't, well then Tesla automatically has the advantage. Tesla has the advantage because accepting a form of payment, it would be like saying, I want to we only accept cash. You can't pay with credit card. Well, you just immediately cut out a whole bunch of people who potentially would want to do business with your company. So what we're seeing is right now that more companies are getting open to the idea of crypto. For example, GM, originally they had said that we don't want to be involved with crypto. We're not going to accept Bitcoin. But then they came out a week later and said, nothing. We don't have anything against Bitcoin. If there's consumer demand, we'll go ahead with it. So we're seeing all these companies change their mind. GM changed their mind. Other companies have changed their mind. Apple has been hiring people to work on a crypto wallet. All these companies are changing their mind. Because you just kind of think, if you're a business, let's say you sell, we'll say the cars. We'll keep the cars example. If you're Tesla, if you have identical cars at two different companies, but you want to pay with Bitcoin, or with another currency, you're going to go to the place that lets you pay with that. So it makes no reason for GM, for any company not to accept Bitcoin, even if they don't believe in it, because what they can do is if they don't believe in Bitcoin or they don't believe in crypto, they can just sell it off immediately. If someone goes on a site and pays with Bitcoin, it could be automatically sold off to US dollars and sent to them that way. They don't have to keep Bitcoin on their balance sheet if they don't want to. They could just put a payment processing system in place that automatically converts Bitcoin to US dollar, or Bitcoin to euros, or Bitcoin to whatever the local currency is. It's very easy to do. Definitely very easy to do. Other thing going on with Bitcoin, with regards to, so we spoke about Bitcoin whale accounts. We spoke about how whales had a record-breaking day. They bought 60,000 Bitcoin on July 3rd. That was a spike that we hadn't seen in a while, a very large spike. That's a signal that we could be reaching the bottom of the market. Other thing that we spoke about was what's going on with the 100-day moving average, how we recently crossed above that. Things are looking good there. But the main announcement with regards to whales, we saw them accumulate more. They purchased over 60,000 Bitcoin on July 3rd. Great way to start off the month. It was a spike we hadn't seen in a while. Other thing we spoke about was what was going on with China, how the Chinese crypto ban is presenting a lot of opportunities to Canada, the US, other countries around the world. Next up, we spoke about Binance running into more issues with other countries. We spoke about that. We spoke about a couple of things going on with Bitcoin ETFs, with the Bitcoin Mining Council, how they released data on what is going on with renewable energy sources, green energy sources for Bitcoin. And then also we talked a bit about what is going on with Germany, institutions, and a couple of other funds, and how they're starting to open up to the idea of crypto more. And that could be what we are seeing with Bitcoin whales. We don't know exactly who purchased these, but what we do know is that Bitcoin whale accounts increased, and so now there are more Bitcoin whale accounts than there were 2 weeks ago, which means there are some new people getting into the space. And also what it means is that the big money players are more bullish than they've been before. So that's what we've gone over so far, but there's a couple of other things I do want to talk about. Some people are asking about Coinbase stock, a couple of other things. So we'll go over that as well. And just throw anything you guys got in the chat. And if you guys are new here, please be sure to like the video and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. Helps get these videos out to more people. If you've never been on the channel before, I want to let you guys know that we're starting a new series. We'll get right back into everything. We're starting a new series probably in a couple of days. We're going to call it Social Invest. And I've been going outside just talking about crypto recently. So I'm like playing golf the other day. I did a video on a major investment I made. $700,000 into something. So I did a video on that. You guys don't believe me? You can see there's proof. I show you screenshots, whatever, videos. So I did a video just outside, did another video on a hike. You guys have seemed to really like those videos, just out and about, talking about crypto, talking about the stock market, because sitting here is just like lecturing, talking. It's like a show. But going out and just going about my day talking, it's more just chill. So we're going to keep doing that more, so make sure to keep an eye out on that. Subscribe to the channel, and please be sure to like the video. Let's see if we can get up to 500 likes. Moving on, though, I want to talk about something going on with Ethereum, because everyone's been focused on Bitcoin, what's going on with Bitcoin whale addresses, but the interesting thing going on with Ethereum is that we have a lot of new upgrades taking place. We have the London hard fork, so we have EIP 1559 and a couple of other upgrades taking place, and we also have what's going on with ETH 2.0 and staking Ethereum for Ethereum 2.0. So all of this has been going on while everyone's been focused on Bitcoin, and we've been seeing that Ethereum reached a record high price, like not a record high, but reached a high for the last couple of weeks in terms of its price. It recently touched, here it is, it touched right around $2,300, almost $2,400 per coin, which is a price we hadn't seen in a couple of weeks. We had been fluctuating closer to that $2,000 per coin range. You could see the daily chart, we had about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candlesticks, 5 green days in a row, 1 red day, and we're back on our way up. But either way, the big things coming out with Ethereum is what specifically is going on with Ethereum being staked to ETH 2.0. So staking, essentially, if you're not familiar with it, it's essentially just locking up your Ethereum for a certain period of time. You're going to generate more. You could generate a return on that investment. If you guys didn't see, I got a notification on Coinbase the other day that Coinbase officially took a bunch of people off the wait list for staking their Ethereum. Let me know if you guys got that notification, but I got the notification saying I could stake my ETH for ETH 2.0. I did a good amount of it because I don't really need the money and I like Ethereum long term. So I staked some ETH for ETH 2.0. I believe it's like a 5% APR, but essentially what's going on is right now there's more than $13 billion worth of Ethereum staked for and this is very exciting because in the last 2 weeks we have seen this number increase. We had 5.3 million Ethereum staked a month ago. Now we have over 6 million, so almost 800,000 more Ethereum have been staked over the last month. In addition to this, the other thing we're seeing is that with Ethereum 2.0, a lot of people are excited because Ethereum 2.0 is going to move the system from proof of work to proof of stake, make it a bit more secure, and also make it extremely more energy efficient. And this is important because what we're seeing is that a lot of people, the only concern I have really seen about Ethereum, like the major concern from institutions, from retail investors, is what is going on with regards to energy consumption and Ethereum. Because right now, the major concern from regulators a lot of the time has to do with energy consumption of Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is much worse than Ethereum, but that's been the major concern. And with ETH 2.0, we're going to see more transactions be able to process, more transactions per second be able to be processed. So right now it's like 30 transactions per second. With the new upgrade, they say the maximum it could be up to would be 100,000 transactions per second. The other thing with this is that it's going to be much more energy efficient. And because of that, we're starting to see institutions get more involved in Ethereum than they were in previously. Previously, institutions only looked at Bitcoin. They only looked at Bitcoin because it was the biggest, the most stable, had the most liquidity. But now they're starting to look at other cryptos. They're starting to look at other cryptos like Ethereum, Polygon even, and Cardano. Just the other day, we saw Grayscale Trust, Grayscale Investments, add a lot of Cardano, over $20 million of Cardano to their Grayscale large cap trust. And so we're seeing this happen all across the board. So I think with this, what we're seeing with Ethereum is that $13 billion worth of Ether have been staked to the ETH 2.0 network. Shows that a lot of people believe in it long term. A lot of people like that we're going to be moving from proof of work to proof of stake. A lot of people like that it's going to be more energy efficient. And a lot of people like the sense that they can generate a significant return by keeping their money in Ethereum. And if you're not trading it anyways, you might as well stake it. You might as well stake it. People are saying hit the like button right now. Yes, Andrew, thank you. And if you guys can, let's see if we get the video up to 500 likes. That's the goal. If we get up to 500 likes, we're going to bring Tugboat, French Bulldog, my dog, up on the screen. Other thing I want to talk about, what's going on with a couple of altcoins. We haven't talked about altcoins too much recently, but there is some exciting news that have come out with them, like Polygon, like Cardano. We have a couple of pieces of news with regards to Dogecoin. I know a lot of you guys like to hear what's going on with Dogecoin, but so everyone's been asking, what is going on with Polygon. We'll talk about Polygon first. So here, let me pull up a couple of things. Institution, and also throw anything in the chat. How's he gonna get out of this title? Oh, Mrs. Brand 77. We spoke about whale accounts already. Whale accounts are at the beginning of the video. At the beginning of the video, we spoke about whales because exactly what's happening is there was breaking news with regards to whale accounts. Richard Harris, you listen to these moon boys, you'll get wrecked. I'm not saying anything's gonna moon. I'm saying exactly what's going on with the data. Bitcoin whale accounts. We'll go over this again because people are getting upset. They're like, what's going on with whale accounts? Bitcoin whale accounts hit. They had a record-breaking number of purchases. Over 60,000 Bitcoin were added to whale addresses on July 3rd. Not the highest on a single day we have ever seen, but it is a high that for the last 3 weeks, this was a high that we hadn't seen in a while. You can see right here on the chart, it shows that we had a spike in the number of Bitcoin accumulation on July 3rd, 2021, and this suggests that maybe we have reached the bottom of the market, because what we have seen is that the number of whale accounts has jumped to a 3-week high of 1922 wallets. We saw over 60,000 Bitcoin added to whale accounts over the last couple on a single day on July 3rd. So everyone's saying, what's going on with whale accounts? The thing going on with whale accounts is that they purchased and added 60,000 Bitcoin on a single day. The number of whale addresses increased to a 3-week high of 1,922 addresses. So that's what's going on with it. In addition to that, with whale accounts, the other thing going on is that right now, whale addresses that hold between 100 and 10,000 Bitcoin, they hold over 9.12 million coins, which is up significantly from just a week ago. So people are saying, what's going on with whale accounts? What's going on with the SEC? Whale accounts, right now, it's that we had the biggest daily accumulation spike with 60,000 Bitcoin buys on July 3rd, 2021. That was the spike we saw with Bitcoin whale accounts. Signals that the bear market is over. The thing going on with the SEC is that SEC commissioner came out, Hester Pierce came out and said that a Bitcoin ETF is long overdue, and we should see one passed very soon, which should allow more whale accounts, more big institutional players to get involved. Mike Bobo. Yeah, I know. Don't read the chat. I read it. I read what everyone says. If someone says that I suck and they hate my videos, then I suck and they hate my videos and they should leave. But I read everyone's comments about everything, and I always respond to all of them in all the videos. Someone says the mic is picking up my arm movements on the desk. It's just because it's a high quality mic. It's so good, it could pick up my dog snoring. People say, what's that noise? It's my dog snoring. He's over there today, not over here, so it's a little quieter. But yeah, okay, let's go over a couple more things I want to go over with a couple different coins before we wrap up today's video and throw some more things in the chat. Okay, so let's talk about what's going on with... Let me pull up one more thing. You guys have off today? A lot of people, the stock market's closed, but crypto did really well yesterday. Okay, let's talk about what's going on with Polygon, because Polygon, we're continuing to see the same developments over time. We spoke about this yesterday, but I feel like a lot of people missed it, so we're going to talk about it again. Polygon right now, the big news that's come out with Polygon recently is that we have seen, first of all, bigger accounts, big money start getting into Polygon. Previously, we had seen that Polygon went to a much smaller network, but the price of Polygon has increased dramatically over the last couple of weeks. Over the last couple of weeks, Polygon's price has gone from well below $1 per coin. Now it is at $1.11. It has dropped significantly recently just because the entire market has dropped, but we can see over the last, let's look, 3 months, it has gone from 30 cents per coin all the way up to now right over $1.10. The big news that's come out with Polygon, which I really like about it, is that new reports continue to come out that institutional investors are continuing to use Polygon more than previously. Because when we look at the percentage of total volume done on the platform, when we look at Polygon versus Ethereum, we're seeing that there are a higher percentage of transactions of $1 million plus on Polygon than the percentage of $1 million plus transactions on Ethereum. Is this because there are just more people on Ethereum? Definitely possible. It's definitely possible that there are just more people who use Ethereum's network. So that's why the average transaction is lower. That's a possibility. Or the other possibility is that bigger players are liking Polygon better because you get a lot of the same benefits as Ethereum in terms of security, in terms of you getting all the same benefits as the Ethereum network, but using Polygon, which has lower gas fees, lower transaction costs. So it's interesting to see that we're seeing, in terms of percentage of volume, more people are looking towards Polygon for higher value transactions, and something that I think we'll continue to see happen even after we see ETH 2.0 rolled out. Because right now, a lot of people are concerned with Ethereum, that even if it's able to process 100,000 transactions per second after ETH 2.0. The problem is still that we're still going to have more people getting onto the network, and 100,000 transactions per second simply isn't enough. It isn't enough if you're trying to make it a global crypto and scale up to the entire world. Cardano will be able to handle up to 1 million transactions per second, according to Charles Hoskinson, according to what they've said. But with Ethereum, even after its ETH 2.0 upgrade, it's still only going to be able to process a maximum of 100,000 transactions per second. So cryptos like Polygon are absolutely necessary for Ethereum to continue to grow and succeed in the future. Thank you, Jaria. I appreciate it. We're just staying on a bit longer. Throw anything in the chat. We wrapped up the main plan topics for today. If you guys are just joining us, I will be putting timestamps down below for everything. People who say, why are you talking about whale accounts in the title, but you didn't mention it? That was the first thing we spoke about. We spoke about technicals for Bitcoin as well as Bitcoin whale addresses. We spoke about what was going on in China, Bitcoin mining bans, how it impacts the rest of the world. We spoke about Bitcoin ETFs and the SEC. Like it also says in the title, how they're saying it's long overdue and we should have one passed really soon. We spoke about Bitcoin mining as well. And we spoke about a couple of regulations in countries. In Germany, regulations with regards to Binance being banned in more countries. So if you guys are just joining us, you don't like that I'm not talking about Bitcoin whale accounts, that was the first thing we talked about. So I will put timestamps down below. People are saying, Endless Mike, you think we're going to be friends? I agree. What is up? I hope you guys liked the videos I did the other day. I did a video at the golf course. No one's doing that. I just did a video at the golf course talking about crypto. No, I talked about a stock yesterday. Talked about STEM Inc., a major investment I made there. That's the video title. I invested $700,000 into this. And the other day I did a video at a place called Stone Mountain, a place in Georgia on a hike. Okay, but now let's go over a couple more things with the market. Throw things in the chat and we'll talk about that. Exactly. Don't arrive late. Michael doesn't clickbait. Exactly. We covered story for story what is on the right, exactly what is in the title. Okay, so right now, for those of you who are just joining us, the market is, we're going to go over a couple things with the market, wrap it up, talk about a couple things to go look at in the week ahead. First things first, Bitcoin, we're going to have to keep an eye on what's going on with the 100-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. Those are going to be some things to keep an eye out on. I like to look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart right here, we can see that for the 100-day moving average, let's change this up. We had crossed above it the other day. Now we are just below the 100-day moving. That's 170-day. We don't want that. Okay, so you can see right here, 100-day moving average, we just crossed below it, but we have been having a lot of buying pressure between whale accounts accumulating more, between retail investors getting back involved, and between what's going on with the SEC. So I definitely think we could see it bounce back up above, and if we're able to maintain that break above it, that could be a sign we're entering another bull run. In addition, this other thing you guys want to keep an eye out on is going to be this Bitcoin dominance. Yesterday, we did a video on how JP Morgan came out and said they're predicting when the bear market's going to be over, when we're going to enter a bull market. They predicted specifically that Bitcoin dominance is a key number that we have to look at. They said Bitcoin dominance, as soon as it crosses 50%, that will be when we enter a bull market. So right now, we're at 44.8%, and typically what we see is that when we enter a bull market, for crypto, Bitcoin dominance goes down because everyone wants to get all these gains from smaller altcoins. And when we enter a bear market, Bitcoin dominance goes up. So based on that, they're saying that once we get 50% Bitcoin dominance, that's when they're predicting the market's going to have a big bull run. And that's when we're going to bounce back. In addition, this other thing going on right now that we're going to want to keep an eye out on is going to be with these whale accounts. We spoke about this earlier in the video, but starting off the month of July with a major purchase from Bitcoin whale accounts is a great sign. That shows us that they're very bullish on crypto, that more big entities, more big players are entering the space, because we saw over 60,000 Bitcoin purchased the other day. That's a great sign. So we want to see, is this going to continue over the next couple of days, or was this just like a one-time thing that happened the first 2-3 days of July, and then we're going to see it drop back down? So, we'll see what happens there. Keep an eye out on Bitcoin dominance, what's going on with the 100-day moving average, and what's going on with Bitcoin whale accounts. And finally, the last thing that we do want to keep an eye out on for the week ahead is going to be what is coming out from the SEC, because we have been seeing a lot of talks coming out from the SEC with regards to Bitcoin ETFs. We've been seeing more developments continue to come out every single day on either new companies that have been issuing ETFs, like for example, ARK Invest. They just filed for a Bitcoin ETF. We saw that VanEck Bitcoin ETF was delayed. We have seen either more companies come out with a Bitcoin ETF, or what they have done is that they have had theirs delayed and they're raising more money to come out with new products. Either way, though, what we're seeing is that more and more companies, more investment firms are coming out with crypto-related products, even if they're not Bitcoin ETFs. So it's going to be important to see what the SEC says in the coming week, if they have any more thoughts about Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto, and if they're going to push ahead with an approval. Because as soon as we see an approval of one Bitcoin ETF, it's most likely going to mean we'll see all of the crypto ETFs approved. And lastly, one more thing. So 100-day moving average, Bitcoin dominance, what's going on with whale accounts, the SEC. Those are all things that are coming up in the next couple of days, things that you're going to want to keep an eye out on moving forward. And lastly, what we also need to keep an eye out on is what's going on overseas. Always important. Everyone's like, why do I care what's going on in Ukraine? Why do I care what's going on in Germany? Well, we spoke about a couple of these countries earlier. We spoke about Thailand. We spoke about China. We spoke about Ukraine and Germany, all of them. The thing that's important here is that we're seeing more and more institutions, first of all, get involved. And when we see all these regulations come into place overseas, whether we're talking about Germany, whether we're talking about Thailand, whatever it is, or Ukraine, what we're seeing is that a lot of them are putting regulations and structure into place. All this structure is going to allow for big money players to get involved, whether we're talking about institutions or whether we're just talking about wealthy individuals. Because if you have a lot of money and you have a lot of money to allocate, you got to make sure you're within the financial structure of whatever country you're in, because it's not smart to go against that. For example, Germany, we just saw that they had given approval to Coinbase to the first ever approval for a crypto custody account. Means they can hold people's crypto. They can do business in Germany. We also saw in Germany that they had approved for special funds to be able to allocate up to 20% of their portfolios into crypto. That means 4,000 institutional funds. These are big money players. Now have the ability to put money into crypto. That's important. Germany's one of the biggest economies in Europe. We saw with Thailand. Everyone says, why do I care about Thailand? Well, Thailand's been talking about Binance and crypto as well recently, potentially some new updates there. So we just got to keep in mind what's going on overseas with Bitcoin mining in China, what's going on overseas with new regulations being passed that could allow for more investors to get into the crypto world. So that's what's really going on. If you guys can, please be sure to like the video and subscribe. Swad says when Tugboat comes on, we'll see green in the market. I'm telling you, we'll bring Tugboat on. He's snoring right over there. We'll bring him on the screen if we could get the video to 500 likes. If you want me to stay, if you want to stay on for a little longer today, we could stay on for quite a bit longer if we get up to 500 likes. There's not 500 people, but we could definitely get it up to closer to 300 likes. So if we get 500 likes, we're going to bring Tugboat on. We're going to talk about what's going on. But that's what's really going on in the crypto world today. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Came short of the 500 likes. If we get it tomorrow, we'll bring Tugboat on. Tomorrow we're going to go live at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I do read all of the comments. DigiWrench, you said, is there Bitcoin ransomware attack? Is it FUD? Is it fake? I'm only going to talk about exactly what I know is going on. So if you guys ask a comment and I don't know exactly what's going on, I'm going to talk about it in the next video. So I see all your comments. People have asked about XRP. Some people have asked about Dogecoin. No news with Dogecoin. XRP, nothing new has happened with regards to investigations, lawsuits there. Nothing new has happened with XRP. Continue to have the same sort of talks. So I do read everything. But if I don't know about it, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to just spread out misinformation. I want to make sure I'm educated before I let you guys know what's going on. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Just keep throwing everything in the comments. I'll read anything and we can talk about it in the next video. Tomorrow we're gonna go live at 9 a.m. Eastern time. The market opens, and I'll see, not for the market open, but you know what I mean. 9 a.m. Eastern time. Weekends we do 10 a.m. Eastern time, and days that the market's closed when people don't have work, we do 10 a.m. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'll see you soon, and thank you all for watching. Thanks Brian. Thanks Endless Mike, DigiWrench, Andrew, Brian Lee, Noah S, James, Brian, Tarlia. Thank you guys all for watching.